Innovating Education Learning World in association with WISE, an initiative of Qatar Foundation.
Do children really benefit from being stimulated to learn at a very early age? This week we went to India and Singapore to look at some attempts to develop bright and highly responsive kids. And we spoke to Kathy Hirsch-Pasek in the US, an expert on early childhood learning. There are several leaps in the learning life of a child. One of the biggest is the transition from learning at home to learning in class. In India, one school aims to bridge the gap in stages, offering youngsters various learning techniques like hands-on experience to help develop their abilities. More now in this report.
Avnika Menon goes to the Leapbridge International Preschool.
I noticed in my daughter was she was not very social. She was very hesitant to talk to people. So I thought maybe maybe we are doing something wrong, and she should get a platform where she can explore herself. She can learn new things. She can mingle around with people. She try to learn she can inculcate some discipline in her while in school.
The teaching at this school is partly based on the multiple intelligence theory developed by Howard Gardner. They also take ideas from Friedrich Froebel's Playway method and Montessori, and they incorporate Mahatma Gandhi's 3H philosophy involving the head, the heart and the hand. The preschoolers here learn practical life skills like cleanliness, hygiene and keeping things tidy. They also experiment with colours and shapes, and the children do physical exercise aimed at fine-tuning their motor skills.
A lot of concentration is on the child and his learning pattern. So he learns with hands-on experience. When I say hands-on experience, he actually gets things to explore, to touch, to feel, to taste, understand, go wrong, because children need to go wrong. It can't be always correct answers, So we allow a child to freely do those things with a lot of repetition, a lot of variety and innovativeness.
The idea of this school is to help children get a good start in education and in life.
I swear that they have done a very good job in the area. If I compare my daughter 6 months back and now, my God, there's a big difference in my daughter. First thing is like she socializes, and that makes me feel good about it.
It is believed that each child is born a genius. But what does it take to raise intelligent kids? A healthy brain is one obvious answer, and that's what a Child Enrichment Center in Singapore aims to develop. Teachers there use brain-stimulating techniques to foster kids' mental and physical skills. Let's have a look in this report.
More than 360,000 babies are born every day on this planet. And many parents see education as the main factor in their children's success later on in life. So much so that for some children, education starts almost at birth. The Baby Jumper Gym in Singapore aims to stimulate young brains as much as possible. The curriculum covers all sorts of mental and physical skills, using left and right brain training techniques aimed at accelerating learning power and teaching social and independent skills.
What we do basically, we provide a whole brain stimulation. So we teach flashcards to these babies and children, and we also expose them to different kinds of activities in one session, starting from music, mathematics, learning language, a second language, and then also physical activities and fine motor skills in one session with the parents involved in the classroom.
Here, they believe that every baby born is a genius, and that with the right educating technique and the right environment, parents can guide their babies towards better and faster learning. Visual stimulation is thought to boost learning by developing and sharpening the right brain's visualization skill, intuition and creativity.
What we do is we show them one card, and then we show them two cards, and they will point us which one that we showed the first time. This is basically to train their photographic memory, which is their right brain stimulation.
The theory goes that because a baby's brain triples in size during the first 2 years of its life, this is the right time to start educating a child.
Everybody started young. I mean, nowadays CEOs are very young. During our time, CEOs are so old. Presidents are so old. Nowadays, everybody's so young now. Yeah. So I mean, the way we see this is that it's like if we don't start early, I mean, maybe too late for. I mean, because the time has changed. The time has changed.
They also try to give babies physical skills to improve agility.
While many seem to be very keen on early stimulation techniques, some experts say youngsters should not be pushed too far, too fast. We discuss some of the concerns surrounding these practices with expert Kathy Pasek in the US.
Here in Philadelphia, Kathy Hirsch-Pasek is a child psychologist who has studied what happens in babies' minds before they learn to speak.
I started doing developmental psych in, I guess it was around 1975 and 1976. We were able to develop technologies that allowed us to ask babies what they were thinking about.
Kathy Hirsch-Pasek defends the importance of playing and relaxing in children's lives. She also has 3 sons.
That's my guys. This is Josh, and he just started as a professor at the University of Michigan. This is Benj, and this is Mike. Well, you know, as a mom, and that's really my first role, sure, you always feel nervous because the world is spinning out of control. And you're hearing about everybody's taking their children to the art lessons and the swimming lessons and the sports lessons. And look, my children didn't sit at home in a log. But we also were pretty careful to give them the time to express who they were.
Kathy Hirsch-Pasek believes that early stimulation programs can backfire. Pushing too hard and too early, she says, can put children off learning.
All of the early stimulation, whether it's schools or it's flashcards, is just totally unnecessary for young children. And if you look out in the world around us, you are seeing amazing natural experiments at every twist and at every turn. When you watch leaves that are blowing in the wind, you're looking at physics experiments. When children have to learn how to get along, which was one of the best, single best predictors of how they're going to do in school, then learning how to get along happens when you're playing in the sandbox. So we somehow have this, what I think of as a learning illusion, that the only way that we can get our children ready to learn is to jump evolution and to somehow give them flashcard after flashcard, and they'll be better learners. But nothing could be farther from the truth. We even know that in rats, playtime is very important for rats, all right? So we must probably guess that if an entire species, if all mammals play, and I've even been told recently that fish play, it probably has some utility to the species.
Well, are you for or against stimulating learning at a very early age? Don't hesitate to send us your thoughts via Facebook or Twitter. And you can always visit the Learning World website for more information. Hope you enjoyed this week's program. Goodbye for now.
Learning World in association with WISE, an initiative of Qatar Foundation.